Welcome back, everybody. Driver53 here with another short video on precision farming in Farming Simulator 19. And today we're going to be looking at poplar. Yeah, those little trees that you got to plant and then cut down. It's not a very common crop that I use. I have used it before. Have you guys? How many people actually use poplar as one of your crops? I mean, do you use it for a lot of cash, or is it just kind of a filler crop every once in a while? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious as to how many people use poplars, but I still wanted to test it. So what I did is I came in and I just finished up with another test where I have 0 nitrogen. Well, let me take you over to the map. Here's what we have. We have the 4 different soil types, again, still consistently with all the other tests. And what I've done is put 4 rows, once again, in each of those soil types, 1 in each one. So now when we come back over here, we can look at our pH. It looks a little bit different, but if I come down to the 7, you can see that whole row goes away. And I think it's because I've done a harvest on it, so it's starting to fade a little bit. Now, I didn't see this consistently with my other test that I did, where it eventually fades to black. But I think that's what it's starting to do. Now, 6.75 on loam, 6.5 over here, and 6.0 here on loamy sand. So that's consistent all the way across. The next thing that I want to check out is the nitrogen. So as you can see, my middle strip right where everything is going is 0. So let's get that out of the way. Let's also turn off 20s and let's turn off 40s. Might as well turn off 60s too. So the next thing we have are our actual strips of poplars. So if I hit 200, nothing goes away. At 180, loam goes away. At 160, sandy loam goes away. At 140, silty clay. And then at 120, loamy sand. I'm going to turn all these back on just so we can see them again. So that's the 4 different requirements, and that's all with automatic settings. I put the poplars in the ground with 0 nitrogen at all, and then I came back and did an automatic fertilizer on top of that. So we're going to go ahead and turn all of this back on because I am truly curious as to what's going to happen next. And then this is the yield that I got off that. So we'll look at that again later. So I'm ready to let these things grow. We're going to get a cool harvester and put a trailer on the back of it and go to town and get these things collected up. So let's speed up time here. There we go. And I'll see you guys back over here with the harvester. Alright, everybody, let's go hop in the harvester and see if we can get all this in one shot here. These poplars are ready to go. Alright, gonna turn it on. Like I said, let's see if we can get this all in one shot. That would be awesome. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Oh, we might. So on this here, this is our loamy sand. And we should be seeing 80% yield on this strip right here. We're going to get it all? I think we are. Awesome. So now we're going to head over to this next one. And this right here is our sandy loam. And we should see 100% on this strip right here. This one's a little bit wider. I think we're still going to get it though. I think we're pushing this header to the max. Yeah, we missed just a little bit. It's alright though. And I do have the fast harvesting header on here right now, so that's why you see me going 26 miles an hour. Alright, so this strip right here is our loam. Kind of feel like I could do this a little bit better if I would just make 2 passes. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make 2 passes on this one. This one's a little bit wider. And this should be 125% on this plot right here. There we go. Alright, and last but not least, once again, this is our silty clay, and we should be getting 90% on this one here. We're going to do the same thing. 2 passes. Call it done. So the interesting thing about this, I don't know if you all realized it, but you know, it's poplar when you plant it and then it turns into wood chips. And even if you decide to bale it, because there is another header that you can do that, or another device that you can use to bale this, it still turns into wood chips. So we're done with that. Let's look at our maps. So once again, this is the soil types. And what I was saying is this last strip we did should have been at 90 whenever we're all said and done. This strip here should be at 125, this strip 100, and this strip here at 80. Let's check it out. I think that's what we got. 125 right there, 100 right there, 90, 80. So I know the 80 shows up over there too, but that's from a previous harvest. We're mainly concerned about this strip right here. Right there is what we're worried about. And that's what we got. So that is very, very consistent. So far, every crop has shown exactly the same thing all the way across. If you want this to be your cash crop, plant it in loam and fertilize it to the optimum level that it says. Now, let's take a look at our pH. Our pH levels, they look good too. They really do. So we have silty clay at 7 that turned into 6.75. We have loam at 6.75 that turned into 6.5. We have sandy loam at 6.5 that turned into 6.25. And we have loamy sand at 6 that turned into 5.75. Let's take a look at our nitrogen now. This is the really important one that I wanted to see. All right, so nitrogen. We're going to turn off 0. All right. So next is going to be 20, and none of our strips had any of that. 40, none of our strips had that. 60, though. 60. Our silty clay is coming in at 60. Our loam is coming in at 60. And our loamy sand is coming in at 60. That's really interesting. And 80, we have our sandy loam. So, silty clay, loam, loamy sand are 60s. Sandy loam is 80. That is quite interesting. So on loam, we had a reduction. Let me go and turn these back on real quick for you. On loam, we had a reduction of 120 points. On sandy loam, we had a reduction of 80 points. On silty clay, we had a reduction of 80 points. And on loamy sand, we had a reduction of 60 points. Wow, that's a really big jump from loam to sandy loam and silty clay. That's a 40-point spread right there. Usually you see a 20-point spread between two of them on the reduction rates. But still really, really interesting. Here is the first slide. Target nitrogen levels. So when you're setting these, if you do it manually or automatically, you want your loam to be at 180, your sandy loam to be at 160, your silty clay to be at 140, and your loamy sand to be at 120. And that's awesome. You know, that's all the way straight down. It's a step each and every one. You know, we're starting with your highest yield at 125, then 100, then 90, then 80. It makes sense to come down that way. Next slide is going to be your nitrogen reduction at harvest. For loam, you have a reduction of 120 points. On sandy loam, you have 80-point reduction. Silty clay is actually also 80, and then loamy sand is 60. So it's really interesting that your sandy loam isn't like at 100, and it's the same as your silty clay. Because I could see that that'd be a nice step down, but you know, you've got it doubled up there on the 80 and nothing at 100. So really, really interesting. The next one is nitrogen after harvest. So when it's all said and done, you're going to be left with 60 points of nitrogen in the ground for loam. For sandy loam, you're going to be left with 80 points. On silty clay, it's going to be back down to 60, and loamy sand, 60 again. So none of these are going to be like, you know, super high that you're going to have to worry about anything being not plantable after this. The biggest thing that I see is just the reduction, right? The amount that you're getting taken out. It's really, really interesting to me. So I don't think there's anything odd. I mean, we've seen these types of numbers jumping around on other crops before, and now that we're coming to the end of the list of the base game crops, it's no surprise. These more unique crops are tending to be that way a little bit more now. That's going to be it, everybody. If you learned something today or you enjoyed the video, go and give me a thumbs up if you would. And if you want to stay up to date on my latest precision farming videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell too. I put out multiple videos a day sometimes. I've got lots of other content. I'm doing the precision farming stuff right now. I do map tours. I do a little bit of mod review. I'm doing let's plays. So there's a lot of content out there that you guys can go check out over on the channel if you haven't yet. If you have, thank you very much. You guys are amazing, treating me very, very well right now, and I'm doing it all for you guys. So if there's any questions about this or anything else with precision farming or anything farming simulator, honestly, let me know. If I don't have an answer, I'll try and get it for you. And I just want to say have a great day, everybody. And until next time, this is Driver 53 signing off.